Hey, I'm Brian from BMA Comics Con, and this is your weekly video where we take a look at the comics coming out next Wednesday. And today we're looking at the comics coming out Wednesday, March 27th. Miguel has answered the call to be the newest hero in the DC universe. This 6-issue miniseries will follow Miguel, who is in possession of the Hero Dial, a rotary phone that grants him powers for 24 hours. Chuck was cursed at birth, so she decided to sell her bad luck to the highest bidder. But of course, things go wrong, and Chuck has made some powerful enemies. Ms. Marvel and Squirrel Girl call for backup as New Jersey is invaded by aliens. In reverse order, this comic book was created based on the Netflix show. You get so used to it being done the other way around. This will be the 1000th issue of Detective Comics, in time for Batman's 80th anniversary. This issue will have variants themed throughout the decades and have the first comic book appearance of the Arkham Knight. Spawn comes face to face with his wife's killer. This story will lead to the 300th issue. This is the final story arc for the Black Science series. Check out this 4-issue story to see how it all ends for Grant and the Dimensionauts. Will is in a race to save the world, and she'll need to beat Borrow if she wishes to succeed. Darkseid may have been right. Something is growing in the growth sector that could threaten the entire multiverse. But if the Odyssey team doesn't learn to work together, Blackfire will be the death of them. The Trinity may have finally uncovered the true killer responsible for the deaths in Sanctuary, but getting the answer isn't going to be a walk in the park. It will take the combined forces of the Trinity to get the answers. In order to get down to the bottom of what's going on to the secret organizations of the DC Universe, Superman is going to have to trust Amanda Waller with his secret identity. Wonder Woman and Giganta have teamed up to face the next foe. They've survived Joker's attack, but was it worth it? Is it time for Batman to fly solo, or does Batman always need a Robin? Just her luck. Barbara's brother shows up just as crime fighting and campaigning takes a toll on her. Hopefully, he's not back to his murderous ways. Flash is returning to Central City after leaving for his forced quest. It will shock him to what condition he finds the city and Commander Cold. Detective John Jones has tracked down the only witness to the murder and kidnapping of the Addams family, and the witness is an iguana. The battle heats up between the Terrifics and Doc Dredd. Billy and the foster kids are still trapped in the wildlands, a place where animals are the dominant species and humans are kept in zoos. Things will never be the same now that Black knows Honor's secret identity. Also, Honor learns the truth of her origin, yet Talia is more hurt by this discovery. Cassandra is welcomed into the world of cyber-organic wrestling, and already something threatens to tear the girls apart. The freedom fighters keep pushing back, but without Uncle Sam, Hitler III may just shut them down. While Tim was in the dreaming, time has passed in the real world much faster, and there are consequences for those closest to him. Time's up, the Architect's plans unravel, and a new mission is set as the women of Desert Canyon have awakened their powers, and they're out for blood. Now that Conan has joined the Marvel Universe, whose side will he fight on in the battle against the Queen of Night? Just as it seems Doctor Strange has gotten away with excessive use of magic, Galactus is set to appear. I wonder if it's related. T'Challa journeys to the place where N'Jaka's rise began. Black Widow is gonna crash a grand villain's party in Madripoor. Daredevil is wounded, and now he's been shot and the cops are right there. Will Daredevil be apprehended by the police? Kraven lets loose his prey in Central Park, but he isn't the hunter this time. We get 3 Marvel stories taking place in the 60s, starring Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Captain America. The Wolverine story continues from last issue. Who is this big bad that can restore the fourth wall? While they rebuild San Francisco, will any villain try and take advantage of a weakened Superior Spider-Man and ruin San Francisco? Riri's missing friend has been found, but the mystery of her disappearance is still unknown. Lunella's adventure in the dream world has caught the attention of Sleepwalker. America is readying for its final war with Atlantis. It's a race against the clock as the Winter Soldier infiltrates the military and Captain America and the original Human Torch confronts Namor's allies. Weapon H is in some hot water. He may have gotten past Hulk, but Wolverine is still after him. In this issue, find out what happened to bring a young Nathan Summers to our timeline. Gambit must use all his thieving skills to steal a precious object, while Rogue is on a mental trip reliving all her defining mutant memories. Department X becomes rattled when they are forced to have to deal with a pregnant rebel. It's death to the Fantastic Four as Dr. Doom leads Latveria to becoming a world leader. The prospect of failure torments an Imperial officer, because failure brings the judgment of Darth Vader. With the timer ticking down on the bomb in her throat, it's a race across an alien city, and she's pursued by the Empire's villainous propaganda division, amongst other enemies. Normally these preludes give us some insight to the upcoming movie, but I think this one's just going to recap the last Spider-Man movie. Other outcasts are drawn to Rome from far and wide, but are they prepared for what they might find? Wounded and on the run, Will and company seeks shelter in an abandoned farm state. It's their big day. Lonnie and Esther will finally launch their fashion line. If only everyone could just not ruin it. Even though the US military is on high alert, this might still be the best time for America's Most Wanted to sneak into the country. Sharky and his sidekick race through space, hunting for a terrorist fugitive for a huge bounty. This is the rise of the unicorns. Don't mistake their silence for weakness. This is the story of one guy who agrees to live in a house with cameras to find out what happens when things get real. Rook and Ulwin take a detour when danger forces them off-road. This is the conclusion to the comic book adaptation of William Gibson's Alien 3 original screenplay. This is the final issue to the third volume of the comic the hit Netflix show Umbrella Academy is based. Although Mexico has not been kind to Hellboy, the BPRD needs to convince him to return to headquarters. This universe is dying, and each Ranger will have to make a terrible choice, which may lead one of them to betray everything they believe in. The Turtles face their most terrifying adversary yet as they clean up the streets of Chicago. Officer Chromia and Prowl learn of a dark underside of Cybertron as they investigate a murder surrounding Bumblebee. Wrestlemania has returned to comics for 2019's Wrestlemania. Caught between a deadly company of Japanese soldiers and the deadlier Crimson Lotus, Diane Chun-Li must stop a powerful witch before she creates a worldwide catastrophe. This issue also contains the origins of Lobster Johnson's greatest adversary. Captain Rex joins Obi-Wan on a daring mission during the Clone Wars. This is the conclusion to the comic GoBots. Tyler Durden wants to be a father to the unborn child Marla is carrying, but the movement that replaced Project Mayhem wants to recruit Marla. New Orleans has become a battle zone as the Ash Turf War spills out of the shadows. Basketball season has started as the Avant-Gardes go across the state for their first game. With our heroes trapped in a bizarre new world, it's up to the new Black Hammer to save them. As everyone reels from a shocking loss, they can't seem to shake the feeling this isn't over yet. There you have it, a look at the comics coming out Wednesday. Sorry this video is late, but still, subscribe to make sure to be notified when another video comes out Friday talking about the comics to come out next week. Thanks for watching this video, I appreciate you spending your time with me, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. As always, please let me know what comics you're looking forward to in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, until next time.